were growing. Then they appeared like this. And then they grow up and bought the one company. It's very interesting to see, I think. We have in one way or another be able to communicate economic growth in logarithmic scale. Because otherwise we don't understand the world. We don't grasp really what is happening if we don't do that. We have to see that small changes are very, very important if you're extremely poor. Now let me just go here and see where I have the next. Yes, I wanted you to show the income distribution of the world, but I'll first do it here. I do it here by doing it like this. If I now talk about only money, basically I will only talk about people and money. I just take money, $1 a day, $10 a day, $100 a day. Always when you speak about the world, you need to have these two zeros. The difference between the best of and the worst of is two zeros. So if you would like to see how poor people live, you go home, take away 2 zeros from your paycheck and live on that. It's 1% of your income, more or less. That's what it is. So if you then put all the world population out, this one earns $10, we take one more here, they earn less, and we ask the entire world population, please come down and stand on your income. Everyone comes down. The distribution of income, the year 2000, looked like this. But if we then would go backwards, or we would look at the money first, this is 100% of the income, then the richest 20%, they get 74%, and the poorest 20% only get 2%. This is a way also of not talking about them. These people are so poor, 1 to 2 billion people, perhaps decreasing now. The last indication is that indeed even the number of the poorest is decreasing, but it's mainly due to China. The world is celebrating free trade, but it's free trade managed by the Communist Party in China. And often the neoliberals forget to tell that. So in the rest of the world, the percent of poor people is falling drastically across, but the numbers is still big. This is where we have the fast growth in the middle. This is where we have the richest on that side. This is once more most in the middle and then on both sides. This is the way of looking at the world. And if I go on here and I ask for, we jump past that one. And what happened now? I should have one. Yes, I put Africa down. I put OECD countries down. I put Latin America down. These are the distribution. You can see how difficult it is to have one idea about one continent because the income distribution is so enormous. And this is South Asia, and this is more or less where the world was in 1970. 1972, me and my wife were guest students at St. John's Medical College in India. We learned so much there. We owe a lot of the understanding of the world of being integrated students for a month in Bangalore. And actually we were not married at that time. I proposed here in Singapore in 1972 when we passed. And then the world was really divided. Can you see the real world divide? Coming from Sweden in this end over here to Asia was very dramatic for us as young students. But look how the change has taken place. Most people are now outside the absolute poverty, but they are just one step out. They're just one step out. That's why they're not jumping up and down and saying, hooray, globalization is fantastic. They say, this is good, they say, but the big risk is that they fall backwards. I started to teach global health and I said, poverty causes disease. Now I say disease causes poverty. The main reason for people falling back into poverty is that they get sick and have to pay for health service. So the world is still a need for all these billions to push. This is why the CEOs of the big companies understand this. We will have billions and billions and billions.